project coordinator with us here at the University of Florida, affiliated with Soil Water Ecosystem Science Department, the Nature Coast Biological Station, and Florida Sea Grant. And she is originally from El Paso, Texas, but she came over to Florida to start her studies in marine science and computer science at Eckerd College. After that, she followed that up with a master's and PhD in physical oceanography from the University of South Florida. And she has wide-ranging professional interests, as you can see from her educational background, but these days she focuses a lot on marine and coastal pollution, including a long stint with the oil spill science team for the Gulf-wide educational network focused on oil spill science and extension education and also community resilience. So we're really excited to have Monica as a speaker today for us. And with that, the floor is yours, Monica.
All right, well, thank you so much. Let me get my bearings, start sharing my screen. And I can get a thumbs up that you guys are seeing my first slide. Great, thank you, Laura. So thank you for that introduction, Savannah. As Savannah said, my name is Monica Wilson. I'm the Coastal Debris Project Coordinator for Operation TRAP, which stands for Trash Reduction for Aquatic Preserves. This is a project that I am grateful to do with Savannah and Laura, and it is supported by the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration Marine Debris Program, with funding provided by the bipartisan infrastructure law. So first, I'm going to go over the problem that we are seeing. So every minute, the equivalent of 2 garbage trucks of plastic escapes into the ocean. A portion of that plastic floats, but wind and wave action can spread debris from the surface all the way to the ocean floor, making it difficult to trap and clean up. Single-use plastic consumption has been steadily increasing since the 1950s, leading to an increase of garbage in our rivers, streams, and ocean. Recent estimates indicate that about 23 million metric tons of plastic end up in the aquatic environments around the world. Most of that marine debris comes from human activities on land and eventually enters the ocean. Non-storm debris is typically mostly plastic. Identifiable items that usually include many single-use items like beverage bottles and bottle caps and plastic utensils. Decreasing the plastic pollution to the coast requires capturing at least 40% of plastics entering the environment. So one of the mission of Operation TRAP is to partner with local governments and state aquatic preserve systems to intercept litter at the source and reduce the amount of marine debris entering Florida's coastal waters. To help combat this issue, the University of Florida applied for funding through NOAA's Marine Debris Program and was awarded these funds, as I mentioned, by the Bipartisan Infrastructure Act. And then we created Operation TRAP. So Operation TRAP focuses on the installation of interceptor technologies, data collection, and community engagement to encourage the reduction of single-use items while physically intercepting and preventing litter from entering Florida's aquatic preserves in the Big Bend and Nature Coast regions of Florida's Gulf Coast. The Big Bend Seagrasses Aquatic Preserve, the St. Martin's Marsh Aquatic Preserve, and the Nature Coast Aquatic Preserve. This is a 4-year project, and it's a collaboration between IFAS, Nature Coast Biological Station, Soil, Water, and Ecosystem Science, NOAA, and Florida Sea Grant. As mentioned, we capture litter at the source by installing interception technologies to trap and prevent litter from entering the aquatic preserves. And by intercepting the debris at the source, we reduce the risk of wildlife entanglement or ingestion and help to maintain the natural beauty of these aquatic preserves. So for this project, we have partnered with Pasco and Levy County officials and have implemented these technologies. And the project aims to build a local infrastructure better able to contribute to global and nationwide plastic interception goals. So a little bit about the aquatic preserves. Florida Department of Environmental Protection's Aquatic Preserve Program is a state-managed program that focuses on Florida's living waters and aims to preserve submerged resources for the enjoyment of future generations. There are 42 aquatic preserves in Florida, and they all experience some form of marine debris influence, whether it's from direct use like boat strandings or derelict fishing gear accumulation, or indirect causes from upland influences like litter. The 3 aquatic preserves located within the Big Bend Nature Coast region span 8 counties and encompass roughly about 1 million acres of continuous state-managed submerged resources. Again, all 3 preserves in this region have specific objectives focused on marine debris reduction. These areas accumulate marine debris primarily as a result of storms and tourism impacts. With this grant, we have begun the process of addressing single-use materials that enter aquatic preserve waterways through drainage systems and boat access points. This grant enables partnerships with coastal municipalities to implement proven trash interception technologies needed to stem the flow of debris into Florida's aquatic preserve waters. During the project, we will deploy multiple types of proven commercially available technologies, including storm drain traps, boom containment devices, and monofilament tubes. So the goals of TRAP are to install interceptor technologies to capture litter at the source, reduce the quantity of litter entering aquatic preserve waterways, collect data on the types and quantities of debris being captured, engage with the community and foster change through data-driven education and outreach, produce a municipality toolkit to encourage other local governments to implement similar approaches in their communities, and to develop stewards of Florida's sensitive coastal resource and encourage lifestyle changes. So now I'm going to go through most of those goals and just describe a little bit of how we're trying to reach those goals that I just mentioned. So one of our first goals is to install interceptor technologies to capture litter at the source and reduce the amount of litter entering aquatic preserves. And as I mentioned before, we're doing this with storm drain traps, boom catchment devices, and monofilament tubes. So first, let's start with the storm drain traps. Storm drain traps are designed to be installed into existing stormwater drainage systems and are available for purchase in a wide variety of sizes to accommodate multiple storm drain designs. To begin the process of installation, we first needed to measure and take pictures of each storm drain trap, which you see in those 2 pictures up on the top row. And photos and measurements are then sent to these companies to begin processing the orders. We use 3 different types of storm drain traps, which I'll go into a little later, but just for reference, the litter trap uses frames that are mounted into the existing stormwater, which you can see here in this picture. I'm putting that frame and installing it into the storm drain trap. The filter box, which is the little black box in the upper right-hand corner, is then put on top of the bracket. Plastic seals are then used to cover any gaps between the storm drain and the filter box. And then the basket is inserted. That's the picture in the lower left corner. These particular baskets that we install capture debris larger than 5 millimeters. Litter trap has a model that has a couple different models, and depending on your type of storm drain, depends on which model you use. So the second picture in the bottom row from the left is a model that uses troughs under the curb inlet to direct the flow that is coming in from the curb inlet towards the basket. So the flow takes the trash into the basket and we capture it in the basket as the water flows through. So the EnviroPod are the creators of this litter trap, and they trained our team and government staff on how to install, maintain, and troubleshoot the devices. Again, they're designed to fit a range of catch basin structures and can also be customized to meet specific pollutant removal requirements. The third picture from the left on the bottom row is called a storm sack, and then the bottom right-hand corner picture is called a gutter bin. And they are also made to fit the storm drains and have to be manufactured to fit the size of the storm drain, which causes a little bit of a longer shipping time. But once they're received, the traps simply get dropped into the drains and then just require some small adjustments to make sure that they fit snugly in the drains. So these maps here show the location of current devices that have been installed to date. On the left, you have Cedar Key. We have installed 9 storm drain traps in Cedar Key, and it's actually being used as a test site to test the 3 different types of storm drain traps. This allows us to compare installation and maintenance for each type of trap in similar areas. The color that is around the picture of each trap corresponds to the color of the pin on the map. So as you can see, we tried to put different traps in similar locations across from each other just so we could have hopefully similar conditions to compare the traps to. With Cedar Key being such a small community, it wasn't too difficult to find storm drain traps to install, or storm drains to install the traps in. As far as Pasco County goes, there in the right-hand corner, that's a map that shows all three types of devices that we're using in Pasco County. But for now, so the teal are the booms, the blue are the storm drain traps, and the green are the monofilament tubes. So, but for now, we'll just talk about the storm drain traps that are in blue. We have installed 8 storm drain traps, 3 water goats, and 6 monofilament tubes. Pasco County is a large county, so to find out where we should install the storm drain traps, we enlisted the help of the county. And so what happened is that the trap team partnered with Pasco County Board of Commissioners, Public Works, and Keep Pasco Beautiful to determine the best placement for the interceptor devices by identifying hotspots for litter accumulation. So this debris hotspot work order was created by Pasco County, which indicates hotspots that are candidates for debris interception devices. This map was generated based on maintenance needs and clearly indicates where Pasco County's stormwater system is experiencing an elevated level of debris input. The identified locations have a 90 to 95% confidence interval of litter accumulation and have both storm drains and a low flow creek nearby to incorporate both types of the boom catchment devices and the storm drain traps. So just for fun, this isn't perfect, but I have overlaid the Pasco map so you can kind of see where the different devices were placed according to the heat map. So according to the heat map. So based on this heat map that the county gave us, they gave us a list of suggested storm drains to install traps in. Out of the initial list, we were able to install 8 traps. And like I said, I overlaid the interceptor map over the heat map so you can see exactly where they were installed in relation to the hotspots on the heat map. And as mentioned before, we currently have 17 storm drain traps, and we hope to install 7 to 9 more in Pasco by the beginning of 2025. So the next type of interceptor device is boom catchment devices, and they're designed to stretch across a canal or creek waterways to capture floating debris in slow-moving water. The device occupies the top layer of the water, and therefore it does not impede wildlife access. After researching different companies, we settled on using the water goat. Installations for these simply involved site visits to make sure the chosen locations were feasible, and then to get an idea of how long the water goats needed to be. In these pictures, you see the 3 different water goats that we have installed in Pasco County. They were then installed once the booms were made. Water goats can be attached to either a tree with an anchor in the ground if necessary, or on a sturdy post, which you can see on that bottom right-hand corner. The water goat was just installed to the post of the bridge and floats above the water to capture any debris going through. And monofilament tubes. So the monofilament recycling containers are PVC receptacles that are installed at public access points, such as boat ramps and fishing piers. The 3 you see here have been installed in Pasco County. These collection bins are, durable and proven method to intercept monofilament line. And in Pasco County, there are several boat ramps and water access points that currently do not have appropriate monofilament tubes. And as I mentioned before, we currently have 6 in Pasco. We're going to install 6 more and acquire 6 more from Keep Pasco Beautiful for a total of 18. And we will also install 3 in Cedar Key that were recently destroyed by Hurricane Helene. So just as another reference, I just want to pull that map up again so you guys can see exactly where we have our devices installed in both locations. So the next goal of Operation Trap is to collect data on the types and quantities of debris that are being captured. Data is compiled on debris types and amounts collected by all 3 devices. The data is shared through our Trap project website, education and outreach opportunities, K through 12 public school programs, as well as through mobile and pop-up education events. Data will also be shared with local government entities and land resource managers to further steer decision-making regarding litter and single-use items, as well as to the public to foster behavioral change. So maintenance for these litter traps is as follows. We empty out and maintain the device by removing the drainage grate covering the opening, and then we lift the basket out, which you see in that top left-hand corner. The worksheets that you see on this slide are from the International Trash Trap Network, and it's step-by-step instructions on how to measure and the weights we need and the site, what site we're doing, what time it was emptied. So it gathers all the information that's necessary to make sure we are collecting the correct data. So after we lift the basket out of the frame and measure it, you can empty the contents out either into a tub or onto the tarp. And we start sorting and cataloging the materials collected, and then dispose of or recycle the contents. So that the bottom picture on the right, you can see some of the contents that were sorted out from a storm drain trap in Pasco County. You see anywhere from styrofoam to a plastic lid from a detergent container, and even some floss sticks that we found in that particular trap that day. So traps are monitored and cleaned out every 4 to 6 weeks, weather permitting, of course, to ensure that litter does not get, that the litter that's caught does not build up and contribute to like potential flooding on the streets, and to provide more frequent opportunities for data location as well. And as I mentioned before, for the storm drain traps, all data is collected and organized and analyzed by our team, and then uploaded to the Ocean Conservancy's International Trash Trap Network. Once we begin to collect trash and clean out the devices, we hope to train volunteers to help collect data and empty out these interceptor technologies. And we will train them in the same protocols that we use, so we can make sure they are calculating the data that is necessary. As for the water goats, cleanouts are conducted usually using nets and buckets. If necessary, we will get in the water to get as much of the trash as possible. The trash is put into bags, and depending on how many bags of trash we collect determines the amount of bags we conduct using EPA's Environmental Trash Assessment Protocol, or ETAP. Once the ETAP bags are chosen, we empty their contents and begin to sort the trash and report the data. So say we pull out 1 to 4 bags of trash, then we will pick 2 bags to ETAP. If we pull out over 4 or 5 bags, we will ETAP 3. So we'll choose those bags, empty the contents out. As you can see in the picture on the left, we are using nets to gather as much trash as possible. The picture up on the upper right corner shows me pulling a tire out of one of our sites. And the picture on the left bottom corner shows all the bags that we collected on that particular day, along with that tire. And then the bottom right corner shows us doing the ETAP on the bags we decided to empty out and start counting and collecting the data on. And again, those data sheets are what we use to collect data. And so as of today, actually, I didn't speak about the monofilament tubes because those were actually installed in September, and we've yet to go and do any clean out on them yet, but we're hoping to do that this month or next. So now let's to take a look at what we've done. As of today, we've collected a total of 1,237 pounds from the water goat, and then we have captured over 3,000 pieces of large debris from the storm drain traps. So data collection, as I mentioned, is one of our goals, and sorting trash out. So I just want to take just a quick look at what we've collected thus far. So this is a snapshot of what we've collected in Cedar Key storm drain traps. As you can see by the graph, the top 3 collected items in Cedar Key are cigarette butts, construction material, and plastic pieces. And just out of Cedar Key alone, we've collected a total of over 2,000 large debris items. And construction material cigarette butts are pretty self-explanatory, but construction material can be anything from wiring to drywall to possibly paint chips, which we have found quite a bit in Cedar Key. And recently, after the hurricanes, we've unfortunately found more drywall, some insulation, and some glass pieces in some of the storm drain traps. As for Pasco County, we've had a total of about over 1,000 large pieces of debris. And in Pasco County, the top 3 collected items are plastic pieces, again, construction material, and cigarette butts. So this next slide is just a few photos of what we captured. That first photo on the left is similar to the one we saw earlier. And then there's a few things and items here on the other photos. The photo in the top right corner is Some consistent construction material that we've been seeing in Cedar Key. We see it almost all the time. There's mainly 2 storm drain traps that collect a lot of this material. So we are looking to share this with the local government to see what it is and see where it's coming from, and maybe we can figure out an alternative to minimize it getting into the storm drains. And the pictures in the middle, on the bottom, the picture with the CK06 litter trap on it shows some of the wrappers we've received and some cigarette buds. And so this is just a snapshot of some of the things that we've collected in these storm drain traps. Now, as for the water goats, the ETAP worksheet is broken into 5 categories with subcategories in each. So when looking through the trash, we have to decide also as whether it is intact or unfoiled, partially intact, or degraded heavily. So I know these are a lot of numbers, but I just want you guys to basically just focus on these highlighted items, just to show you exactly what types of material we are seeing in the water goats. And as you can see, plastics is the largest that we are seeing. And then if you want to take a closer look, you can see what kind of plastic we are collecting. I think the highest are hard fragments and styrofoam pieces if considered part of the plastic. So those are 2 of the largest items that we're seeing in the plastics category. As for the other, cigarette butts and packaging, tobacco and packaging are some of the larger, are some of the things we are getting large amounts in. And then the others are not super large, but you can kind of see exactly what we're finding in the other categories. So there have been a few interesting items that we have seen floating in the water goats. I'll start from the top left picture and move my way clockwise on the slide. So the top left shows one of the squishmallows that we found with a plastic chair, a fishing pole, and even some fencing. The next slide in the middle shows the trash that is collected at one of our water goats, and you see those big styrofoam foam cubes. We have consistently found these styrofoam cubes at this site pretty much every single time. And we are in inquiring with folks in Pasco County. We think they are from floating ducks that are being somehow being released and floating down the river. This site is Anclote River, so they are somehow being released upstream and coming down, and we're getting trapped in our water goat. The next picture shows us going through a bag and separating like items, styrofoam, things like that, to begin the ETAP assessments on them. And then the bottom right corner just again shows some more things that we found, from styrofoam packaging to some metal beverage cans to plastic bags. The next photo shows a wooden desk and some tires that we found at another site. And then at that same site, we actually found full intact Twinkies floating in our water goat. So just a few of the interesting items that we've come across when doing this project. Another goal of TRAP is to engage with the community and foster change through data-driven education and outreach. So we've done this in ways of setting up tables at different events to educate people about our project. We share some actions they can take to limit their use of plastic. We also teach them about alternatives to single-use plastic and how to properly dispose of trash so that it does not enter in any of our waterways. Another form of engagement is through our website. It is updated monthly with the latest data, news, events, and even has resources for those who are looking for more information. We have links to NOAA's Marine Debris Program, the Florida Aquatic Preserves, the FWC monofilament program, as well as a list of plastic alternatives for those who are interested in reducing their plastic use. We also have links to Google Forms for those who are interested in volunteering. They can fill out the form, and we will get their information so we can contact them for future cleanouts events. And also this past summer, our intern created a Canvas course that has training videos of the cleanups. So the course will be posted on our website. When we get interested volunteers, we will ask them to complete the approximately 45-minute course, which has modules that takes them through all the procedures that would happen during both a storm drain trap and a water go cleanout. So then they can know what to expect and be prepared when they come out and join us out in the field. So what's next for Operation TRAP? So we would like to continue to recruit and train volunteers to conduct the cleanouts. We also plan on installing more storm drain traps another water goat, and more monofilament tubes. And as mentioned earlier, this is a pilot project, so the goal is to expand into Citrus and Hernando counties during the course of the 4 years of the project. Through data analysis of the quantity and types of debris collected by the technologies, we hope to show how effective that these these interceptor devices can be at reducing trash going into the waterways. We want to identify the main types of debris encountered and communicate the results to the public, again, to encourage installation of these technologies in additional areas or inspire locally created interception technologies and change behaviors that would lead to waste reduction. We also collect data on the outcomes of this project, including overall success of the interceptor technologies and behavioral changes accomplished through education and outreach. And all this information will be used to produce what we call a municipality toolkit with answers to frequently asked questions, Florida-specific information, and local government points of contact that will encourage other local governments to implement similar approaches in their communities. And so our main hope is to develop, we hope to develop stewards of Florida's sensitive coastal resources and encourage lifestyle changes. And on that note, I will leave it for questions.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Monica. And you'll also see a little poll pop up as well. And so we've already got some comments in the chat, so I'll go ahead and get that first one up. So it says, thanks for the presentation. I'm excited to see these technologies. Do the storm drain filters slow down water flow through or into the drain system, i.e. would they cause backup and potential increased flooding during large storm events? So that's the first part. There's a second part,
okay.
but start with that.
Okay. So we have not, so some of these storm drain traps, particularly in Pasco County, have been installed in neighborhoods, and that it has been a, I would say, a concern of the county. However, when speaking to the folks that live around these storm drain traps, asking if these traps have, increased flooding, they said no, not anything from what they've seen in the past. They haven't seen any drastic changes. So although they could eventually get full of leaves and organic material and block water, we clean them out once a month, and we have not seen any issues with them actually causing blockage, which again, like I said, throughout the hurricanes that came, Pasco was very worried that it was going to cause more flooding, but we didn't hear about any complaints. And when we went out, we go out post hurricane just to do an assessment to make sure the traps are okay and that it's not causing any flooding or blockage, I'm sorry. And for both Helene and Milton, we saw that there was not any blockage in these storm drain traps. So we've been fairly lucky. Of course, this is just our first hurricane season, so that might happen next. But as of for now, we have not seen them cause any blockage.
Yeah, and the lidded traps specifically are designed, they have a bypass that does allow water to spill over top of the basket if the basket is full. So the water is not required to pass through the basket. And then the trough design that you saw in one of the pictures, it also is designed only to catch the first 5% of flow, and then the remaining water actually just spills over that trough. So that is definitely a consideration for the design. Okay, so the second part is, and with the water goats, do you return organic and natural materials to the system, or are those considered problematic too? Do the communities these are deployed in like having them there?
Right. So we collect everything we can in the water goat, depending on how much organic matter. So in one of our sites, we get a lot of duckweed, and we do not want to collect that and weigh it and then have to sift through it to find trash. So we kind of try to, I would say, swim our way through the trash, swim our way through the duckweed and see what trash pops up, and then we will basically hand collect it or collect it with the net to put in buckets. But for some of our sites in Anklo, you can't really stand in the water, so you are just using a net to collect everything. So it depends on the case, but yes, sometimes if we do collect organic material, it just stays in the bag and we dispose of it properly. We do not return it to the water system. The 3 water goats are not necessarily in neighborhoods. They're in rivers or creeks close to businesses, so they do not necessarily So but they're not in neighborhoods, so we don't have people complaining about them. However, one of our sites is near Highway 19, near a sidewalk, and people cross over that bridge. You saw the one with the bridge in one of the photos, and there have been some complaints to the Florida Department of Transportation saying that this is terrible. It's causing floating trash. Why you guys have this here? But there's a sign that is supposed to educate the folks at each one of these sites to tell them that it's there for a reason. And they haven't received another complaint. The funny thing is they received a complaint the day before we were going to go clean it out. So yes, it was pretty full, but we cleaned it out the next day and they haven't received any complaints. So, and again, but none of them are in neighborhoods where it's going to look bad on the neighborhood. They're all in open business-like environments that we have them in. So, yeah.
Okay, and another question is, what types and quantities of trash are thought to be going under the water goats?
So we do not know because we are only focusing on floating marine debris. However, if we can, and there is time and we have the manpower, we will also conduct tactical cleanups, which we try to clean up any debris around the area. And if there's something in the water that we physically see, like a shopping cart that we have seen, we will try to pull it out as much as possible. But we don't really have any idea of knowing what kind of trash is going underneath the water goat. We are just dealing with floating debris. And again, if we can and we have the manpower, we will conduct tactical cleanups around the area in hopes that to keep that trash out of the water goat the next time we go and clean it
All right, we don't have another question in the chat, but I have a question for you. So we're obviously cleaning these out monthly to every 6 weeks because we're interested in the data and we just want to make extra sure that we understand how these devices are operating and things like that. But what do you think, or what do the manufacturers say are like the longest that you could possibly go in between cleanouts for the storm drains?
So the litter trap folks, a lot of the big projects have been done in California. So they see different weather patterns than we do. So depending on the season, I would say, would depend on how long. Like during the rainy season, once a month, even maybe every 3 weeks might be necessary. We haven't gotten to that point yet. As of now in the project, every 4 weeks seems to be okay and maybe a little too much. So I would think 2 months would be the top that we would like to go through. So during the month of October, we had to skip our cleanouts due to the hurricanes. And so when we went back to Cedar Key after 2 months, every single basin was completely full, all to the top. They were all full. And on our worksheets, it'll ask us to mark whether the baskets are half full, 3/4 full, full, empty. But in Cedar Key, every single one was full. In Pasco County, not every single one was full after 2 months of not cleaning out the baskets. So it'll depend on location. But yeah, so I think it's just trial and error and we're learning as we're going. But so yeah, and it depends again on the season. During the dry season, I bet we could possibly go 2 months without cleaning them, and it wouldn't cause blockage and the baskets would still not be full. As for the water goats, depends on site. So the Anclote River site gets a lot of trash. Once a month is definitely probably the maximum we want to go right now. That river brings in, like I said, you saw the picture. It's usually like that every time we go and clean it out. So it does bring a lot of trash. There's one creek that we have near a Walmart that barely gets any trash, and I can clean it out in less than 20 minutes. So it just again depends on site location. So that one that I said barely has any trash, we could probably go 3 months without cleaning it and still not see a whole lot of trash compared to the one that we see at Anclote and at our Anclote Riverside and our Double Hammock site.
Awesome, thanks. Another question, how has the response been in terms of getting volunteers to assist with the clean out so far?
So we have a program that the Water Goats, we are in cahoots with the Water Warrior Alliance. So they also try to find what they call adopt a water goat groups. to basically adopt the water goat, and they do the clean outs themselves. So the plan is if you say yes, I have a group that wants to clean these out once a month. Operation Track will give you a tote with all the supplies that you need to clean them out, and we'll train you and ask you to collect data. And we've actually have been successful and have recruited scuba nauts to take over that Anklote River site. So they have been conducting sites clean outs once a month. Some of their what they call master knot students are running it. They're high school students, and they get a good amount of volunteers to come out and clean out. As far as volunteers for the storm drain traps in Cedar Key, we have the Cedar Key school students helping us out clean out the storm drain traps. But it has been difficult. I think part of the difficulty is that we normally conduct the cleanouts during the week because that's when I'm free to do them. But if someone adopts a water goat or a storm drain trap, they are welcome to do it any day of the week that they want, as long as they're being conducted once a month. So volunteer have been a little difficult, but again, I think it might just be based because of the day we clean them out. It's not necessarily a day, either they're usually Wednesdays or Fridays, which most people are working, but we have gotten 1 to 2 volunteers to come out on a Friday to help us clean out some of the water goats.
Awesome. And the next question is, do any fish or birds use the water goats for home or a place to look for food?
We have not had that or seen that. I mean, not necessarily. We do see wildlife near our water goats, but I do not think they're using them for fish or food. They're just in their natural environment. One of the sites, Double Hammock, there's been a sighting of a little baby alligator and some birds, but they are just there, and they're always there, but they're not necessarily using the water goat. So, I mean, we can't tell if they're, picking at some of the trash that's floating. Hopefully not, but it's definitely there. But we hope that that's not the case.
Okay, thanks everybody who sent in a question, and also thank you all so much for being here. And our next Nature Coast Currents webinar is December 18th, and it is going to be Johannes Kraus with Florida International University, and he's going to be talking to us about a blue carbon accounting project in the broader region. And so we'll send out information about that and the registration link, as well as the recording to today's program, to everyone who is registered. So thank you all so much for your attendance today, and we hope to see you next month.